All right, guys. First set of the 2023-2024 trapping season. It's super windy out here today too, so sorry about that. But where I am is I'm on top of this hillside. You can see where I am right here, and I've got this 2-track that's coming right down through the middle of this field. It's all grown up, so it's really tall all around both sides of this, and everything is coming down the middle of this 2-track right here. So what I did is it makes a turn right here, and then it gets really rocky and all shelf rocky, and it goes down through the woods and then down into the bottom. So this is about as far down where I can get out of the shelf rock, where I could actually get an earth anchor in the ground. So what I did is I just put one right here in the middle of the road, right in the middle of the 2-track. That way the farmer can't run over it, and everything that comes down through here is going to see this. I got a big grass clump on one side and a big natural grass clump on the other, and I just made a walkthrough down through the middle, put a punch hole right there, put a punch hole right there. I've got some black gold on one side and some canine force from Caven on the other side, and I've got red fox urine on both sides in both of those grass clumps. So hopefully whatever's coming down through here is going to just basically walk right through that. I've laid a nice little path for him to go down through, and he is going to find my pan. We'll see how that goes. All right, guys, this might be a little bit better. I'm down in this bottom. I'm kind of out of the wind instead of on top of that hill. And what I have here is I have a creek that's running right here. It runs right to there, and there's 2 creeks that come together right there. And you can see the 2-track goes across the creek right there. And then there's a 2-track that runs down through there and keeps on going down through a couple more fields. There's a 2-track right there that goes up the mountain and goes up to the top to a field way up there at the top. So what I've done is right here in this little intersection, you can see how tall the grass is here. It's knee deep to middle of thigh deep all the way around in here. So all the critters are just running down these 2 tracks. You got the creeks right here that are pushing everyone. So this ought to be a really good spot. The only downside to this spot is underneath. You can see right here. See right there, you can see right here pretty much better. It's all shelf rock limestone underneath here, so you really only got maybe 3 inches or so of soil, and then it's just rock. So you can't put a earth anchor in here. I could barely get a really shallow dirt hole. Excuse me. It's really angled, so you can see here where it is. See, it's really kind of angled. It's not 45. It's more like it's way not steeper. It's way more flat than that. But at least I got a little bit of a dirt hole. And then here's my trap right here along where these 2 tracks come together. And I'm up over here on this side because I'm using the wind. The wind is going to blow my scent right across both of these. So what I did is I threw a drag out here. There's my drag. Here's my chain right here. Covered up the first maybe like 10 inches of it, and I'll just let it be so I can hurt anything. There was this old cedar log right here, so I wrapped it around this log a couple times, and then I threw the drag over there in that tall grass. So hopefully nothing will go very far once they get caught here and snag up. I'm gonna guess, just a guess, they're going to go right through there, and they're going to get hung up in all this brush and rocks and whatever. But who knows? You never know. So that's where we are. We'll see what happens with this one, and we're going to keep chugging along. It's late in the day. We didn't get started today until like 2 o'clock, so I don't know how many sets we'll get in before it gets dark. We don't have very many properties to trap on right now. It's still rifle season in Missouri, so a lot of people are rifle hunting. I don't even like necessarily starting to trap this early, just because there's all these people in the woods that probably should not be in the woods, to be quite honest. And then there is gut piles everywhere and carcasses everywhere and whatever. But this particular guy I trap on pretty much every year, and he really wants rid of all these predators. And I've got a couple weeks off where I'm not traveling. I thought, well, and he's near the house, so I'm trapping out of my UTV. It's like a 1.5 miles away. So I'm literally just coming down here and just hammering his whatever he's got here, 350 acres, and trying to get every critter out of here to help the turkeys and the deer and everything else. He's really working hard on trying to get this place more of a wildlife area. And he's just covered up with coyotes and raccoons and possums and needs them out of here. So that's what we're going to try to do. Okay guys, we're still putting out some traps today. Where we are now is we're still down in this bottom, the long bottom here, long in between these mountains with this valley. And where we are is we got this 2-track that goes way up to the top and works its way all the way back to the county road, comes down the mountain down to here. We got another 2-track that goes all the way down through there, and then we got a 2-track that runs all the way down through there and splines off some more. So right here is like a big intersection where there's all these 2-tracks coming together, and of course it's deer season. And Athena, get out of there. And we got this right here. 3 different deer carcasses that are all just laid down here. So you can see where everything's been eaten on these things. There's not a ton left. There's some meat still left on there though. And so everything will be working on these things, but I'm not going to put traps on these things because honestly what you'll end up having is birds. In fact, if you look right here, those are like bird feathers where the birds have been in here fighting over these things, the buzzards and everything else. So, but what we are going to do, which what we would do anyway, is we're going to put some traps right over here on this 2-track. Probably going to put maybe 3 right here. Maybe 1 somewhere like right in here, maybe 1 right over there, maybe 1 right up in there, where all these 2-tracks come together. You got these carcasses here, you got everything here. This ought to be a good spot. We ought to be able to catch some critters right here. So we're going to get this thing all set up. All right guys, I'm still down here in this bottom. Those deer carcasses are right over there where those trees are, and here is these 2-tracks where they all come together. So there's like a triangle here. So I'm actually setting a trap on each corner of the triangle. So you got the 2-track that comes up through here, and then it goes up that way, and it also goes that way with those deer carcasses over here. So what I did is right here in the corner of this triangle to keep my trap from getting run over, I put in another walkthrough set. And the reason I did this walkthrough set here is because there's 3 deer carcasses over there. I'm not trying to compete against that with like a dirt hole, trying to go get them to go, oh yeah, there's something good here to eat. It's pretty hard to do that. So what I'm trying to do is set up something that I think I can catch these pups that are, you know, yearlings that are dumb, that are running around in here, that are smelling all this stuff. So these walkthroughs I think are pretty good for that, because you know there's different smells. They're trying to go check it out. They're dumb. They haven't, you know, got super wise yet. So what I did is I put the trap right there, right over there. I punched in a little hole, and right there I punched in a little hole. I've got some Milligan's Kathmandu in one of the holes, and I've got some Bounty Hunter, Fox Hollow Bounty Hunter in the other. And you can see I've made this big old walkthrough, so no matter what side they come down, they're going to see that. They're going to go, wow, look at that trail there. They're going to smell that. They're going to, I've also got some red fox urine on there. So surely they're going to get this. They're going to come over here. They're going to investigate it. They're going to walk right down that walkthrough, hopefully. They're going to smell all those smells all around in there. There's 3 different smells in there for them. Hopefully try to mark their territory and just check it out if nothing else, and then I'm going to catch them. All right guys, we got this set that's right here. There's those deer carcasses right here. Here's the 2-track, here's the 2-track, here's the 2-track. And there's a little log that's just laying over here. So all I did is just use this log that was already laying here and made a scent post set. There's my trap right there. Tried to blend it in, and then I just put a scent post right there. I've got bobcat urine on that, as well as some Violator 7. and some little canine force just to have a little bit of different things there. Kind of a food-based lures with the canine force, and then a little skunk in there with the Violator 7. Hopefully to get them to come up here, try to mark their territory. I hope they don't roll on that Violator 7, because sometimes it'll make them roll. I guess we'll see what happens. And then here we've got our trap in the ground. So hopefully we're gonna get them to come up here and try to hike a leg and check this out, because literally it's like right here off of both these 2 tracks, and literally, I don't know, whatever that is, 20 yards from the gut pile. So ought to be a good spot. All right, guys, setting up another set. Now we're on top of a hill here. You see where I am. Here's the surrounding where I am. Got a couple sets way over there in that field. Everything else has been down in this bottom so far. I got one right there up on the back side of that. I haven't got all that over there yet, or this over here. So we're just kind of working our way through. And what I got here is I got this 2-track that goes down to the bottom. There's another 2-track that comes here, and then this 2-track comes up through there. So there's this real, little intersection here. There's an old corral here that no one uses anymore. And then you can see how tall the grass is here. This Johnson grass is waist high on me. So there's really thick grass in here. There's all kinds of birds when we were driving through here. Saw a couple rabbits run out of here. All kinds of game in here for these predators to go after, mice and stuff. So what we did is we put in a big, giant, big, flashy dirt hole right here. The ground is actually pretty decent right here. Not so much shelf rock. So I put in a big old deep hole. It's like a foot deep. Got it down in there really good. Made it big and nice and flashy. I'm using the wind. The wind's gonna come from this direction. So it's gonna blow everything right through this intersection right here. So anything that comes through here, I ought to be able to not only see this, but be able to smell this. You can see it's got all kinds of eye appeal right here. Again, just like I like to make my dirt holes, especially early in the season, I like to make them look like a bomb went off here. So the trap is right there. Dirt hole's right there, and you can see all this out here in the front where I just made a big old mess. I want it to look like something was digging and making a big old mess in there, and everything that comes by here is going to come and check this out. So we'll see how this one does. All right, guys, so where we are now is I'm in this power line. You can see there's the power line that runs down through there. There's a 2-track right here that dumps right into the power line. The power line continues to go right there. And there's actually a deer trail that comes down. You can see it kind of coming down through there, goes up to the woods. So there's all these intersection points right here. The only bad thing is, as you can see, this is all shelf rock up underneath here. So you cannot put not only can you not put an earth anchor in the ground, I could not put a dirt hole in the ground. I could barely get a trap bed in the ground. It is so rocky and just shelf rock. Maybe 2 inches down, it just turns into shelf rock. So I found a little spot over here after tinkering around right here, and I was able to dig out a trap bed. I just used that rock right there that was just laying up here, and I put some bait underneath that rock, some Minnesota Predator bait underneath there. I put some Positive Attraction from Ed Schneider on the outside of the rock, put some Bobcat urine on the outside of the rock, and just put the trap right in there. And then I have it on a drag, and I pre-wrapped it around that tree right over there, so they won't be able to get very far. And that's what I got. So hopefully with all these intersection points right here, this would be a really good spot to catch a bobcat. You can see there's a lot of grass in here. It's tall, a lot of knee-high grass in here, really rocky, all these cedars. So be a good spot for a bobcat. Good spot for coyotes that are using this this power line to run in. Boar coons, you probably catch about anything here. The problem is just getting the trap in the ground. Now, over here, I would have rather put the trap over here somewhere, just because I'm using the wind to my advantage, but there was just no way I could put a trap over here. It is just solid rock everywhere. So no way I could do that. So I ended up putting it over here. Does not have the wind to help us, but I mean, literally everything that's coming down this 2-track is going to literally walk 2 feet past that, and everything that's going to come down here is going to be coming through there. So hopefully we're gonna catch something there. All right, guys, we're still putting traps in. What I got here is I got a 2-track that's coming right through here. Right through here. I got this drainage that's coming down through here. And then it's running into this creek, which is right in here at the bottom. And then I also have this power line that's coming through right here. So I got a 2-track, a drainage, the creek, and the power line all coming together right here in this little corner. So that is west and that is north. So I'm using the wind to my advantage. And I'm the only problem is, of course, it's really rocky. You can see all this rock in here. You can just see how much rock is all over here. So found myself a little spot right over here next to this little this little old tree stump right here. Put myself a dirt hole in. Got a lot of tall grass around it. It's still just right off the road right here, but I'm using the wind to my advantage. Kind of just made this big and messy. The dirt hole is only about 3 or 4 inches deep. It's about all I could get before it got rocked out on me. So I stuck a rock, put some Top Dog predator bait down in there along with some black gold, and then I wedged a rock, a small little rock down in there, so they'd have to really work to get that out. And then right here is my trap in the front. Kind of looks like a big explosion went off. I just threw all the dirt everywhere all around it. I want tons of eye appeal. I want tons of just coming by here, especially this time of year for the canines. All these pup coyotes are running around, and they're going to be attracted to all this kind of stuff. You're right here by the water. I hope I don't catch a big boar coon in here. I mean, I guess if I do, I do. I need to get rid of them and help out the turkeys, but I'd rather catch a canine or something in here. But who knows where they're going to come from, whether they're going to come down this power line, whether they're going to come down that 2-track, or come from this way, or they're just going to come right down this drainage, hunting or doing whatever. You can see there's all kinds of rocks and grass and just stuff for them to look, brush piles right over there, just stuff for them to look at. So this ought to be a good spot. All right, guys, so where I am is I'm on the back of this field here. Here's the field. You can see the grass is really tall. It's like waist deep grass in here. So this would be a good spot for critters hunting. Historically, the landowners had cows in here, but this year he has not. So it's normally been all beaten down and, you know, grass that's like 3 inches tall. And then this right here is like a old 2-track, but they quit driving it long ago. But it's a trail that comes in out of these cedars and off the top of this mountain. And the deer are using it, coyotes are using it, raccoons are using it. I mean, everything is using it. And then they come into this field and then they start hunting. And I'll try to show you a better angle. So here's where they come out of this area and they come out into here and they're roaming down through here. And there's a pond right down there. You can just see on the other side of that cedar tree. There's a pond right in there. So the raccoons are coming out of this, you know, you can see all the dozer deck over there. The raccoons are probably denning up in here. They're coming out of here, coming through this field, going down to that pond. Bobcats, coyotes, foxes, everything else are coming in here. I'm hunting and everything. So what we're doing is we're setting up this little field. I'm gonna have one right down there where the 2-track dumps and goes down toward the bottom. And I haven't put that one in yet. And then I got one up here. And historically, I've done good here. Historically, I've caught lots of coyotes here. So what we're gonna do, or what we did do, is I just used this big wad of grass right here that's right in front of where everything is dumping in. Put a big flashy dirt hole in, put my trap right there in the front. I put some gator bait, some jet fuel and some red fox urine on the back of this. And that's it. Big and flashy. And I mean, anything that comes out of there is going to be able to find this. Plus the wind is to my advantage, so the wind is going to be taking it right through there. So, and anything that's working this edge or working this edge is going to end up finding this. So we'll see how it does. Done well here before. We'll see how we do this year. All right, so just up there on top of that hill, you can't really see it up there where those tree lines are. We just put a dirt hole set in up there, and we came back down this 2-track. You can see how tall all the sage grass is. There's tons of birds and stuff running out of this. Voles and mice and stuff really like it. Rabbits don't really care for it, but other critters do. And where we're parked at is we're sitting on this 2-track right here. You can see the 2-track that goes down the mountain and ends up in the bottom down there by the creek. So all the critters are using this 2-track to enter this field, and they're going out the other side where we have this other set. So we went ahead and put a little set in right here. You can see it's really rocky here. So I couldn't even really get a dirt hole set in. Unbelievably, I was able to somehow, luckily, just in between the rocks, get an earth anchor in. Don't know how. Must just been a piece of shelf rock that was not underneath me. And that rock was already there, so I just went ahead and used it. And that's where I put in a little set. I just smeared some Top Dog underneath that rock. I put some GH2 or Fox Hollow Bounty Hunter on top of the rock, threw some bobcat urine on that rock, and then put my trap basically right in front of it. It's got a big piece of sage grass over here. It's got another big piece of sage grass over here. So naturally there's kind of a funnel, and you're literally just like right off of, I mean, you're literally like right off the little road. So we'll see what happens, but everything should be walking right past that. So hopefully we'll catch ourselves a critter here.